Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going through my submission for the DIY theme park DreamSnaps submission. If you have been around here at all, you know that I start out my videos in my Peaceful Meadow theme park every single video pretty much. So it wouldn't be too much of a surprise that I pretty much had this done already. And this is indeed my fourth Dream Snap that I have featured my theme park. So I wanted to try to find a different way to present it. So this first picture here was for Dreamers Unite. It was, I believe, back when I first created this area, and I was super excited to show it off. So I did more of a zoomed out look for it. The second one is for House of Mouse, and I took this more near the pal around, I think is what it's called, the Ferris wheel, with Mickey and Minnie. And then for the third picture, we had Dreamers Unite again. So I took this photo here, and each of them I tried to show off a different part of my theme park or focus point and filtering to make them look different. Even though the probability of someone seeing it again is unlikely, I still like to have different photos for my Dream Snaps portfolio. And lastly, we have the day at Disney.
Wow, you're a really good leader for this valley.
So this one I was inspired by taking a picture with Ariel, so I was kind of cosplaying or fangirling with my outfit there. So this one, the first thing that I did was decide on an angle. So I placed down a little dream shard where I wanted to have my picture angled, where I wanted to stand, and then from there I started moving things around to frame out my photo. So I needed to move my entry point. I end up moving some of my fencing so it's out of the way. I end up adding additional planters to fill out the foreground of the photo. And this is the angle that I'm going for. I want to ensure that you can see the signage at the Tower of Terror, as well as for Cheremi. And so this is the angle that I'm working with. I want to ensure all the park rides are visible, and then I already have a submission here that I could have submitted for 32 out of 4 and 22 out of 6 tags, but I wanted to try to get as many tags as I could. So with knowing that this is the angle that I wanted to work with, I ended up being able to place down different items and kind of hide them in the background, even if they were kind of in plain sight, because I knew what angle I was going to be taking my photo. Next, I used the DreamSnaps filtering just to figure out what the highest tags were, which was the ornament and the Centennial Park fountain. And I was spent some time trying to figure out where I wanted to put the fountain, where it was going to be detected. Ended up going for in between my Scrooge shop and the restaurant. And it is slightly visible in the background, but I think that that was the best place for it. And then after that, just junkyarding basically, and trying to ensure that nothing is super visible from the viewpoint of where my picture was going to be. So I start placing down as many things as I can that fit the tags. I usually start out with the bigger items and then try to add the smaller items in as needed to fill things in. I didn't want to move too much, so I just went around the existing areas that I already had. And then I went through. I don't really like the DreamSnaps filter button, so I ended up utilizing it for mostly the higher tags. The higher the tags, the higher it will be on the list. So I went through and used it for that. And then I went through and manually filtered out the rest. So I filtered by each of the suggested tags to try to get those, or bonus tags to try to get those boosted up, and each of the mandatory tags separately to ensure that I got as high a tags for each of them as I could. And then it's just basically game of Tetris, and then constantly checking
What a morning.
the angle to ensure that nothing is glaringly visible in my photo, because I don't want the junkyard to detract from what I already have. It's just there to complement what I already have existing in my photo. So that is what I'm working on now, just speeding through it for your guys' benefit here. This did take me a little while to do, so it's always a
Well, what
process.
do you know?
But I was hiding things all around Cheremi or Chesremi. I never know how to say it. um, and then continuing to check as I go along. I end up using one of the swans here in a little bit in one of the pools as well, where it's not super visible, but you can kind of see it. And placing down rugs is another great way to kind of hide tags, because you can put it underneath your junkyard. Or in this case, I was able to put down multiple rugs slash picnic blankets, sorry, right on the main roads of my park, and it wasn't visible because of the angle that I was working with. So definitely something that you can consider. And then I started putting things in the background. So the photo does consider quite a bit of your picture.
You just
So
don't know
even
what
though
to
I was
do.
standing at the front of my theme park, it was still able to capture everything back near the pal around. So that's basically all I was doing this week, was just junkyarding in my existing theme park. And then a main focus for me was ensuring that I had some characters in my shot. The main person that I'm going to be focusing on is Minnie Mouse. I did have Mickey, Wally, Stitch, and Maribel trapped in this area with me when I was trying to take my photo. However, they didn't really cooperate, and didn't show up in the actual in photo. It was just me and Minnie. I also, you can kind of see in my in photo as well that the Forgotten is way in the back. I trapped her because she wouldn't leave. And I can tell, and you may be able to see it as well, her glowing eyes in the background, but it's blurred out enough that I think that people won't notice potentially. And I wasn't gonna retake it at that point. Um, so that is pretty much it. I will let you go ahead and watch the rest of this, and we'll talk about the tags and the in photo at the end.
Running a place like this has got to be a 24/7 job. I feel for you, pal.
So here is the in shot. I was able to capture a Mickey cloud in the back and do it at night so that all my lighting was visible. And we ended up with 116 and 132 on the tags. And I absolutely love the way that this turned out. It's definitely a more vibrant of a submission than my previous ones, and I think that it turned out amazing. I'm very proud of it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me junk pile in my theme park, which was as tedious to remove as it was to place down. And I can't wait to see what you guys came up with for this week's submissions. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.